I just hope he does it so the U.S., which is by far the biggest economy in the world, not even close, and if you do it a certain way, we're prohibited from trading with the UK. That would be very bad for the UK because we can do much more business than the European Union. So I think Boris will get it right. They're both friends of mine. What I'd like to see is for Nigel and Boris to come together. I think that's a possibility.
But getting to the election meddling point, Patrick, we should just remember that only a couple of days ago, Donald Trump was saying Jeremy Corbyn would be so bad for the UK. And going back a few months to June, Mike Pompeo saying, we will not wait for Corbyn to be elected as Prime Minister to begin to push back, as he called it. We'll do our level best. It's too risky and too important and too hard once it's already happened. So what he was saying there was, if Jeremy Corbyn was to become Prime Minister, that would be too late for the US to try to intervene.
Regime change.
In regime change, yes. He was saying quite clearly in June, and this got quite a response from the Labour Party at the time, that the US cannot wait for Jeremy Corbyn, any potential for Jeremy Corbyn to be elected before they start interfering in the UK politics. And surely that's what the whole Russiagate thing was based on, this principle that you do not interfere in other people's internal politics.
So let's just get this straight. We watched that clip by Trump just now in front of the White House helicopter on the White House lawn. Very, very dramatic, okay? Does Trump really care that much about the British economy? Of course, what's his first priority? It's the American economy, okay? If Britain loses trade with Europe, is that going to hurt Donald Trump politically? Not really. Okay, all Trump cares about is the U.S. economy. So what's he really angling at here by trying to make sure that this election pact happens between Boris and Farage? It's first and foremost, in my opinion, it's to keep any chance of a Labour government taking power in British politics. Okay, that's what I believe. That's the U.S.'s priority. You've just outlined that. You've shown statements by Pompeo and by Trump himself. So that should be clear to everybody. But it's amazing how the press aren't putting two and two together on this issue. That historically, the U.S. has always meddled, has always intervened. And I just hearken back to the Australian government in 1975. The CIA ousted Gov't, the Labour leader, in 1975. Why? Because he was threatening to break the Five Eyes intelligence alliance. And Jeremy Corbyn would pose exactly the same threat to foreign policy, the special relationship between Britain and the U.S., where they have to agree on everything from Israel to the Middle East to China to Iran, etc., etc. Jeremy Corbyn, Labour government, people like Corbyn, Chris Williamson, they pose a direct threat to that special, what they call the special relationship. So I think that's, from the election standpoint, that's first priority for Trump, not Brexit. I think the rest is just hot air.
Hot air, yes.